92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. Mike Wennmacher out here at Titan Stadium, joined by Josh Crossland. Josh, you've put together a labor of love. 50 years of Glenwood football, and you've put it all together in a book.
Yeah. It took a while, but we ended up with 340 pages.
Wow.
And it's everything we could think of that anybody would ever want to know.
And it's more than just who's the career-leading rusher, career-leading passer. You have individual stories about important games throughout the history of Glenwood football, right?
Yeah. I'm the statistician. I've been keeping stats for 14 seasons, I think. So we have a lot of that. But I didn't figure we'd sell very many statistical summaries. Right. So, we've got the top 10 games.
Nice.
We sent out some surveys and did, the all-time team.
Okay.
We got that. We have a hypothetical tournament of the best teams in Glenwood history.
Interesting.
If you could play it out on the field, which year would win. So we did some of that. We have, every uniform that's been worn at Glenwood High School. We put a graphic in on that. So it really, we tried to get at something for everybody.
How much fun was it to debate then the what ifs of all these different eras, right? How difficult was that? Like, how was that process, and who was in the room for that? Because I think there may have been some interesting arguments made. That's for sure.
For sure. Working at the school with a lot of the coaches, and we had so much continuity for so long that a lot of the guys in the building have seen a lot of teams and a lot of games. So. It's those conversations just kind of happen naturally, and over time, I thought, well, let's start putting this together and getting it on paper because, those conversations are fun and people have opinions. And so, this is kind of one opinion on how that would have played out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to work on. And
I imagine it'll spark opinions for fans as well who can get a copy of the book. Now, you can find it online, but you're also selling it at the games too, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We're doing online orders where, we can ship it right to your house, and the link for that is out on the football Facebook and Twitter and all the social media, so you can find that there, or we have a table set up at the home games where you can purchase those as well.
What was one of the stats that stuck out to you the most? Was there somebody that you were like, oh, I knew they were good, but I didn't realize they were that good in the moment?
Yeah. Honestly, for me, the thing that stuck out the most was how little I knew about the early years.
Yes.
I think in Chatham, there's kind of a perception that a lot of the programs started with Dan Rourke, and he obviously, has elevated it and state champions and kind of made it a state power. But the first coach, Charlie Cottle, he had the program competitive really in its very first season.
Oh, wow.
And they, the playoff system was a little different back then, so there's not a lot of playoff runs in that set. But they were 7-2, 6-3 pretty much every year from the very beginning. And so that kind of shocked me to know how far the idea of Glenwood as a football school kind of has gone back.
How gratifying has it been for you, Josh, to have this book out now and then to have maybe some of these players that may not know where they fit in the annals of this program, and then they can kind of point to it to their kids or their grandkids and go, that was me.
Yeah. We worked really hard to get every player that has ever played at Glenwood into this book.
Oh, wow.
And we've got all the rosters, and we organized it up where you can look, and if you were number 12, you can look back and see every player that's worn number 12 in Glenwood history, and having the table at the games, it's been a lot of fun for some of those. I think the first week we had a guy who graduated in 1976. So he was part of those very first years, and he was flipping through, and it was, oh, I remember him in this game, this is what happened. And the stories just started flowing. And really that's kind of what I wanted to do with it, to get it out, because, we have this information and just for people to, share those memories, right? And kind of think back and remember those guys you played with or the coaches and look them up, reconnect maybe, and kind of, build through that program.
What was your maybe favorite story, your favorite part through this whole process of putting it together? What were some of your favorite stories, favorite things that you discovered?
I will say it's been kind of fun. Like I said, talking with some of the older guys, and everybody that's come through from any era, they always ask, well, did you get, and they fill in whatever their favorite story was. and almost always it is, when Coach, chewed us out at halftime of this game, or
Right.
that was one of the old timers came through and said, oh well, Charlie Cottle, who was the first coach in the 1976 game against Griffin, and the butt chewing he gave us, and you'll hear about that a lot. And so it's just kind of funny because those stories have stayed, relatively. Every class coming through has got the story of when the coach was angry, or when the coach slipped and did
Right.
this, or and so just hearing everybody's through the years and how similar they are, it's just it's a special thing to be a part of a group like this, and it's been a lot of fun to see the people that have come together.
We're very appreciative for all your hard work there, Josh, putting it together. Once again, where can people find the book, and how can they pick it up?
Yeah, if you're at the home games, there will be a table in the north end zone, and you can pick it up there. Or if you can't make it to a game, you can find it online. And again, the link to order that is out on all the football social media, and we've been posting some stuff, so it's up pretty regularly.
Josh Crossland, thank you so much for your time and for putting all this great history of Glenwood Titans football together in one book.
Absolutely, thanks, Mike.